This is the life story of that great personality in whose memory this monument has been built.
In the last part, we saw Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur's sannyas and Abhay's descent at modern education. Now, further.
They teach us history. They teach us history. What history do they have? 2000 years ago, what was their culture, tradition? Who knew of them? Our heritage, our great civilization is 5,000 years old. Can they begin to comprehend the depth and richness in even 500 years? Never. In the name of enlightenment, they're pushing us into the dark ages.
Do you know him?
Yes. I saw him the other day.
Arey, that's Subhash Chandra Bose.
Yes. When he speaks, people are spellbound. Everyone stops to hear his words.
He came to our college last year, isn't it?
Yes. Subhash was in Presidency College. One professor mistreated the students. He protested and he was expelled from the college. He's a year senior to us.
But what did Subhash protest about?
I just told you. Hindustani students were harassed by the professor. Subhash from the very first day became angry. As soon as he got a chance, he revolted.
How bright Subhash's face is.
You are right. It is his free spirit. Do you know? Subhash is my ideal. My inspiration.
Acha?
Huh. Besides, in order to fight the British, he organizes underground meetings.
Underground meetings?
Yes, of course. I also go.
But you never told us that you also used to go to these...
When did I get the opportunity? But listen, don't tell this to everyone.
Rupen, Subhash's meetings, can we also go?
Yes, why not?
But if the college administration finds out, then what?
Who cares?
Fine. We'll be there.
All right then. We will meet at 8 in front of your house.
All right. Let's go.
Chalo.
Okay, let's go.
Wait,
We're with Rupen.
Rupendra, are they with you?
Yes. Come on. Come. You know they have to do their duty.
Yeah, but I thought that they...
But of course, the British know that without dividing our people, they cannot rule over this country. Therefore, they are simply trying to create chaos and confusion all over the land. And of course, as we are so barbaric, the British have to civilize us. They are concerned about our underdeveloped condition. And in the name of education, they are attacking us again, attacking our culture and religion. Everything Indian is bad, and everything that the British teach us is absolutely perfect. They pretend to be dear well-wishers of India. But that's bogus. A complete bluff. And as far as culture is concerned, we are far superior to them. They are inferior to us. It is they who are uncivilized, not us.
What can we do? The English always pass new laws to suppress us.
So we must break those laws and fight the British. We must be prepared to stand up and show force. We must fight fire with fire.
And isn't there any other way that we can fight the English?
There are many ways. But these Englishmen, they are proud. They are not interested in peace. Therefore, the only path is challenging them to a fight. There is no other option for us. Otherwise, how can we ever get our independence? If we have to shed blood for freedom, then let it be that way.
For the sake of freedom, we are ready to do anything.
Don't be impulsive. Think calmly. There must be some difference between our ways and theirs.
A difference? There's a big difference. They've trespassed into our beloved land. Did we invite them? When they do that, it's only natural that we'll fight, and in order to do that, we need to have courage. Just hear the piteous cries of your motherland bound in slavery, and your hearts must definitely respond to that. Compromising won't bring freedom.
And ahimsa?
Get a slap on the right cheek, then offer the left one. How much longer must we get beaten?
It's true our culture propagates tolerance and humility. But the Mahabharata is also our heritage. An eye for an eye is not just our aim. Our only aim is freedom for our country. And we have to fight to free our country.
Vande Mataram!
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 What do you think, Abhay?
I was just thinking that Gandhiji and Subhash Babu have one difference. Gandhiji's ideal is the Bhagavad Gita, and Subhash Babu's inspiration is the Mahabharata.
This meeting of Subhash Babu has impressed me so much, I'm going to come again.
Very good.
But remember one thing, our country does not need just blind followers.
That's true.
Are you going for Mr. Agar's class in the morning? I think I'll go a little later. Okay, sounds good.
মনে হয় সব ইংরেজ যেন দুমুখ সাপ কে জানে কে কোথা থেকে কামড় দেবে
সব ইংরেজ একরকম হয় না
সরি স্যার
কোনো অসুবিধা নয়
আরে বাবা I never knew that Professor Arcot knew our language as well.
Not only that, Professor Arcot knows our history and culture just as well. After all, not all men belonging to one race are bad.
Yes.
But it's true that a few people from each race are.
But for us, all the British are bad.
We are fighting the government, not every Englishman.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the name of Mr. Hume?
Yes.
You know, our National Congress was founded by him.
Now and again you should find time to read the newspaper also, Babu.
Yes, especially if you want to know who your friends and who your enemies are. Otherwise, you'll be confused and you'll have a problem.
English literature is the next class. This is Abhay's favorite subject, you know. Keats is waiting for him.
This English poetry really goes over my head.
You're lucky it went over your head. If it went inside your head, it would be very difficult to find. Are, Abhay? Don't you want to go to class?
No, Naren. I'm not feeling well.
Wow, Bachu. You're following in my footsteps. You're doing it in the right way.
No, Naren. I have fever.
Are, you really do have fever. Sorry, huh? I thought you were just trying to bunk class. If you want, I can take you home.
Acha. And then you'll bunk your classes instead, won't you? You go to class right now.
All right. But you should go home.
Not yet. The philosophy class is the next period. In the meantime, I'll rest somewhere
Theek
here.
go to the sick room then.
The sick room is closed today. I don't know why.
So then just go to a classroom and relax. What difference does it make?
All right, you go. You're going to be late.
Fine. I'll see you in the next period, all right? Take care.
All right,
Bye-bye.
see you.
Bye, Abhay.
Abhay Charan Day! What on earth are you doing? Do you come to this college to study or to sleep? This is why you Indians learn nothing. Do you have any idea what's going on around you? And you people think you can rule a country? Huh. Get out and go to class. Now! These people are animals, Professor Arcot.
Are you unwell, Abhay?
Yes, a little.
There's no point in dwelling on things that you can't change, Abhay.
But things can change, can't they?
Well, yes, perhaps. But it is very difficult sometimes. It takes time. Nowadays it seems that the whole world is preoccupied with counting its dead after the battle with Germany.
Abhay and Radharani Tattomoshai, I think, will be a perfect match. Mark my words. And your niece is such a good girl. Abhay is really fortunate to...
No. This is Radharani's good fortune that Abhay will become her husband. We have no worries now. Acha, Gauramohan Babu, tell me one thing. I had heard that an astrologer had once made a prediction that Abhay would renounce everything and become a great sannyasi one day. Is that true?
One astrologer did predict such a thing. And he had also said that he will establish many temples in the future.
Wonderful.
And how he will do that, only God knows. Listen, Dada, I can promise you that my son will take very good care of your young niece.
I'm sure of that. But...
Yes? What is it?
I'm just little shy to tell you. What I'm trying to tell you is that Abhay must get his degree first, and after that Radharani can move to your house.
Hey, Dada, that is no problem at all. Of course, as long as she keeps sending these delicious sandesh for her father-in-law.
I'll tell her father. What's wrong, Gauramohan Babu? All of a sudden you have become serious.
No, it's just that I was thinking, if today Rajni, Abhay's mother, was with us, she would be overjoyed to see his wedding.
Dada, Baba is calling you.
What's the matter? Why are you smiling?
You will find out.
Let's hear from you what it's all about.
Baba will tell you himself.
You sent for me, Baba?
Yes, Abhay. I wanted to tell you that you're going to Datta Babu's house tomorrow. We have to fix a date for your wedding, don't we?
But Baba, I'm overburdened with homework. I really don't have the time to go.
You'll have to make the time for it, Abhay. You've already put the meeting off twice before.
But Baba...
Listen, Abhay. I have given Datta Babu my word. And now if you don't go there, he will be disappointed.
Oh, but Baba...
What do you mean by but, Baba? Don't you want to go there at all?
I didn't say that.
Tell me, what are you trying to say?
What's the hurry? When the time's right, I'll go there.
When will that be? You have to think of your sister's wedding too. Don't you know, Abhay, how much anxiety parents go through when their daughters are of marriageable age? And if she's not given away in marriage on time, what shame she brings to the entire family of hers.
But it's different now. Today, marriages take place according to the consent of the boy and the girl.
Well, that is the intrusion of English culture. Only those whose faith is weak will allow themselves to be influenced by that culture. Not us. Abhay, I'm simply doing for you what my father had done for me. Marriage is the Lord's arrangement. Won't you let me carry out my duties? So, now will you go there?
Yes, Baba.
All right. Then I will inform them.
All right.
Where are you going, Dada?
If you want to know, ask Baba.
Abhay? What are you worried about?
Nothing.
Are you sure? So why do you look so sad? You just won the college football match today. You are the biggest hero of Scottish churches. You should be the happiest man in the world. What's the problem with you? Tell me.
It's my Baba. He insists that Datta Babu's daughter should be my wife.
So?
I don't want to get married now, Rupen.
Not now or not ever?
Not now.
Oh. Did you speak to your father about this?
Nah. He's already made up his mind about the whole thing and wants the wedding to happen as soon as possible.
And you don't want to hurt his feelings, isn't it?
Rupen, Baba follows the scriptures very strictly and he won't listen to any argument on this issue. He's adamant, and his friends also advise that I should get married to the girl while she is still young. So Baba wants that.
Look, Abhay, I think you should speak your mind to your father about this. Chalo.
Abhay, your father has always been telling me that you never go against his wishes. But I thought you were a bright young man, receiving an English education. I am well aware that in the old days, boys and girls didn't see each other before marriage. But that was years ago. And I don't want to impose old-fashioned restrictions upon you.
But Abhay believes our ancient traditions are not very restrictive.
Acha?
To him, ours is the most profound of all the world's cultures.
Ah, yes, that is also right. But times are changing. And personally, I don't want to unnecessarily force all these outdated customs on today's youth. Arey, you don't know. My married life began when I was only 14. And Radharani's mother, she was only 7 years old. But today, you see, today if I decide to give my daughter away in marriage when she's only 7 years old, then society would definitely laugh at me.
But Abhay thinks it's wiser to listen to elders.
Arey ba! Abhay Charan, with your English education, I thought you would be more westernized.
Actually, Abhay accepts the best of both cultures.
Acha?
He accepts the profundity of our Indian culture and the progressiveness of the British culture.
That's very praiseworthy. Arey? Why are you standing outside? Come in. Come. That's right. Come, my child. Come. Sit here. Sit, come. Abhay, this is Radharani.
Namaskar.
She's studied till the 7th grade. I have tried to make Radharani worthy in every possible way. She sings very well, especially Krishna bhajans. Would you like to hear a bhajan from her? Huh? Babua! Hey, Babua! Bring the Tanpura!
Here, Bodhi.
हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद राख शरण अब तो जीवन हारे अब तो जीवन हारे हे गोविंद हे गोपाल नीर पियन है तो गयो नीर पियन है तो गयो सिंधु के किनारे धरी पछारे हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद हे गोपाल चार प्रहर युद्ध भयो ले गयो मझारे नाक कान दुबन लागे नाक कान दुबन लागे कृष्ण के पुकारे द्वारका से चले गोपाल द्वारका से चले गोपाल गरुड़ की बिछाड़े चक्र से ग्राहक मारी चक्र से ग्राहक मारी गजराज को उधारे सूर्य कहे श्याम सुनो सूर्य कहे श्याम सुनो शरण ही तुम्हारे अब हमारे पार करो अब हमारे पार करो नंद के दुलारे हे गोविंद राख शरण अब तो जीवन हारे हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद हे गोपाल
What are you thinking, Abhay?
Me? Nothing.
I hope you're not thinking that I'm trying to tie you down.
No.
How's the girl?
All right. Acha, do you know? This tram we're sitting in, it runs on electricity.
You mean?
I mean, it isn't pulled by horses like the older ones.
Come on. Don't try to change the subject now, Abhay.
No, I was just...
Look, Abhay. A beautiful wife, great wealth, a high position. These things are all right as long as they don't become obstacles in one's spiritual life. And so, in my opinion, if you think the girl is not too attractive, it's better for you.
Baba, you know, the English people laugh at our traditional system of marriage.
But what do they know about our customs? Our Vedic religious traditions have been given by the Lord Himself. Only a fool would ridicule them.
I don't take their comments too seriously.
Jolly good.
Arre ba, you speak like an Englishman.
Arre, when the son speaks such good English, some of it will rub off on the father. So, Abhay, tell me, what have I got for you?
Tell what Baba has brought.
Can you guess, Abhay? Come think carefully.
What has Baba brought?
Radha Govinda?
That's right.
How did you know?
Oh, Abhay.
Look here. This is your Radha Govinda.
Remember that they are directly Shri Krishna and Radharani. And never forget that.
Abhay, now I shall teach you the proper way to worship them.